good start to my vlog.
What you doing?
Well, tomorrow I'm going to France.
Well, I hope it's cooler than here.
Well, I just looked at the weather forecast for Avignon. It's 37 degrees next week. Did you go out riding today?
I did.
Did you die like me?
Ladies and
gentlemen. It was quite hot, wasn't it? Hello everyone, it's just me dropping in for a quick update. Thought I would just fill you in on what's happening in my life regarding my training, my cycling, maybe a few other things as well, but there's not really much else that happens in my life. I'm just wandering around town now on a bit of a cookie digestion walk and also clearing the mind after doing some emails, doing some work on my laptop at the cafe. Had the delicious cookie to fuel me though. That was just fabulous. I've eyed those cookies up for a while and today was the first time that I've actually bit the bullet and decided to have one. And they were just fabulous, big, fat, chunky cookies. So delicious. I got the white chocolate one, had a bit of a gooey white chocolate inside. Would highly recommend. So if you're in Girona, go to Hidden Coffee Roasters and have one of those big, fat, discus style chunky cookies because it was just simply divine, and I believe they are made by La Puntual, which is one of the really good bakeries here in Girona, so it's destined to be good. I digress, I'm getting a bit off topic. What was I supposed to be talking about? Oh, training and racing. Also, I'm going up a bit of an incline right now and I'm starting to get a bit puffed, so maybe I should find somewhere to sit down or walk on a less demanding terrain when I'm trying to vlog at the same time. So to fill you all in, I have been back on my bike now for around 6 weeks, I think. I had 5 weeks off the bike with the broken hip socket, and now I've been back on the bike for, 6 weeks, I think. And the first couple of weeks I started out very slowly. I did 3 to 5 hours and then maybe 10 hours. I was mostly indoors. And then you would have seen my video where I had the great escape to the outdoors. I went out into the wild and I rode my bike outside for the first time. And since then I've been progressing steadily, slowly but surely. I'm going up some steps now. Whew. Then after the first couple of weeks I went to 10 hours. Then I think I went to 20, got up to 22 hours of training. And the past couple of weeks I've been back down around 19. And then this week, it's been a bit of an easier week. I haven't done quite as much, so I think I'll probably be around 15 for this week. So over this time, my FTP has gone from a mighty 230 watts to an extraordinary 275 watts. I don't actually think it's at 275 watts. I think that's still quite ambitious for me, but that's what it's sitting at on Training Peaks at the moment. That's around 30 watts lower than what it is when I'm at optimal fitness. You can work that out for yourself. Do a bit of quick maths because it's not really the done thing to share your FTP, is it? But yeah, still significantly lower than what I'm normally at. I think the watts are slowly coming back to me. I haven't noticed amazing leaps in progression with my fitness and my power. I think it's just the old saying, isn't it? It doesn't get easier, you just go faster. I think that's maybe what I'm experiencing right now because it's not like I'm finding things that much easier, but I think I probably am pushing a bit more power and going a little bit faster. I think my training and my recovery from this injury has gone as smoothly as it could have gone. I haven't had any setbacks whatsoever. It's just been a gradual, constant progression. No hiccups along the way, so that's been really good. And I've been trying to work on my technique on the bike and working on improving pre-existing imbalances that were already there prior to the crash. So each week I've been doing a mixture of steady riding, 1 strength session a week, and a couple of interval sessions on Zwift. So I've been doing a lot of double days actually, so I've been riding on Zwift in the mornings and then going outdoors in the afternoons. Initially I was doing this to try and get some heat training in as well, so I was aiming to raise my core body temperature while I was on Zwift. As I progressed, I've been more just trying to keep that as low as possible to improve the performance in the intervals. Actually, yesterday was the first day when I just couldn't do my intervals. It was because my FTP was moved up to 275 and it just scared me, and I saw the intervals and mentally I was a little bit reluctant to do the session before I'd even jumped on the trainer, and then I started doing it and I just had bad sensations, and that was it. I was like, nah, this is not happening today. I did try a second time. I did the warm-up twice, and then it was when I got to the very first interval that it just, the watts weren't coming out with this new FTP. I had to do 7 minutes at 290 watts, and I was like, I broke my hip a couple of months ago, give me a break, I don't have this sort of performance in me yet. So yeah, that was a bit of an off day yesterday, but that's the only off day I've had. And then today I did 4 hours out on the road and I did my first sprint efforts. So I tried to sprint for the first time after my injury, and that was interesting. It felt really good, it felt normal, but I just had no power whatsoever. Just, I've lost all forms of explosivity that I had, which I didn't have much to start with, but now I have literally nothing. So that's going to be pretty interesting when it comes to racing, getting out of corners and things like that. I'm not sure the 660 watts will cut it. I probably should get to the main point of this chit chat, which is that I'm going to be racing again on Tuesday. So I'm leaving to go to my first race tomorrow, my first race back, which is very exciting. But every time I think about the race and tell people which race I'm doing as my comeback race, I just can't help but laugh. Because it's just the most ridiculous comeback race that you could think of. I'm going to give you a little moment now to maybe check the Pro Cycling Stats calendar and see what races are coming up. And then you can work out what you think it might be. It's going to be a mammoth task for me to get to the finish line, that's for sure. I've got you held with suspense right now. Drum roll, please. It's 2,660 metres of climbing in 100k, straight up Mont Ventoux, which is a massive mountain in France. And bearing in mind that I'm struggling to get myself over Els Angels and St. Hilary in Girona, this is going to be a big effort for me on Tuesday. But I'm just going to try and put my best foot forward. I'm going to have a good mindset. I'm going to go in with a positive attitude, because that can take you a long way. If you've got a smile on your dial, then you're far more likely to get through than if you go in there with preconceived ideas and a bit of negativity surrounding what might happen. I've just somehow found myself in a barricaded off area. I just walked through the barricades without really thinking about it, and now I'm thinking I should probably get out of here. I'm just going back in the same direction because it's looking a bit dodgy over there near the barricades. I'm not entirely sure if I'm actually going to be able to do anything for the team or contribute towards the team plan, but like I say, I'll just go in with an open mind and see what happens, and I'll just certainly try my best. As I like to say, God loves a trier, so I'll try my best to get up Mont Ventoux. I'm going to treat it like a grand fondo event. I'm going to enjoy the experience, enjoy the views, and it's not every day you get to ride up a massive mountain like Mont Ventoux. I've never been up there before, so it's quite exciting. It's certainly something to tick off the bucket list, so that's a positive way to look at it. But when I was out on the road today, I was hating life a little bit. The negativity really got to me, and I was thinking, how the heck am I supposed to ride up Mont Ventoux? This is ridiculous. Whose idea was this to put me in for the Mont Ventoux challenge as my first race back? One of my favourite sayings is absolutely cruel. If you don't laugh, you cry. But there's no laughter coming out at the moment, so I think I'm plummeting straight towards the other option right now. But once I've got back, I've got some food into me, I'm not so hangry anymore. I've come to realise that it is what it is, and I've got to start somewhere. No one's expecting me to set the world on fire. I'm not out to win it, so there's no pressure on me. I'm just feeling a bit sorry for myself if you can't pick that up. I can just have a good time, try and enjoy the experience, try and have a positive race back, and just be happy that in under 3 months, I've got myself back on a start line again. So I think that's the main thing to take away from it, regardless of how the race goes. So after Mont Ventoux, I then have the Tour de Suisse, which I remember Lars Twettenberg, our team DS, he rang me up when I was still unable to walk. I was still on crutches. It was about 3 weeks into my injury. He said, I've already penciled you down for Tour de Suisse. I'm pleased to be able to make the start line for that, because back then when I was sitting at my kitchen table listening to him telling me this, I thought, all right, I am up for a challenge, but the way I'm feeling at the moment, that's a big ask. I feel like I'm ahead of schedule because of the fact that I'm racing before Tour de Suisse, and Tour de Suisse was scheduled to be my first race back, and I'm beating that. I'm quite proud of that. And then from Tour de Suisse, I will either go to race in Belgium, or I'll come back to Girona and hang out in Girona for a couple of days, maybe try and get a bit more racing under the belt. There might be some events in Spain happening that I can do just to get a bit more race fitness, and then I'll go to altitude, hopefully, probably in Andorra for most of July, and then I will come back down late July, back down to Girona, and then I have the Commonwealth Games in August. I've been selected for the Commonwealth Games despite my injury, which I'm very thankful for because it's been a big target of mine for 2022. I really wanted to get selected for the Commonwealth Games, and as soon as I crashed, immediately all your goals and aspirations, they just pop into your head and you're like, oh, what about this, what about that? And I calculated in my hospital bed that I definitely had enough time to still make the Commonwealth Games, and I made myself a bit of an ambitious schedule as to how I could still get to the Commonwealth Games, which involved getting back on the bike after 5 weeks, which seemed a little bit ambitious, but I did that. And then I'm racing back at Tour de Suisse, another thing ticked off. So everything's going to plan, and very pleased that Cycling New Zealand put their trust and their faith in me to be able to have a rapid recovery and be ready for the Commonwealth Games. So that's my main focus at the moment, being at a pretty good level of fitness to do justice to the Commonwealth Games, because it's a big event for New Zealand and it means a lot to the country, so it's really exciting to be selected for something like that when it has a lot of meaning for the whole country, not just cyclists. So I think that's probably everything from me now. I've talked enough, I've waffled enough, and I've also walked enough, so I think I'm going to pop to the supermarket now, get a few groceries and supplies for tonight, and then I better go and pack my bags because I'm off to France tomorrow, off to Mont Ventoux, so wish me luck because I'm going to need it. Next time you hear from me, hopefully I'll be at the top of Mont Ventoux, or I'll be in France at least. If you don't hear from me, then that's a little bit worrying because it means maybe something's happened to me along the way and I haven't made it to the top of Mont Ventoux, or perhaps I'm still on the side of the mountain. So if that's the case, maybe raise the alarm and get a search party sent out. But yeah, all going to plan. We'll have a lovely, positive first race experience back at Mont Ventoux, and I'll be here to tell you all about it. So I'll catch you then. Thanks for watching. Ciao. I always finish my videos, but then I've actually got something more to say. So post supermarket visit, I'd just like to mention that even though I'm not race fit and I've only been training for a good 4 weeks properly, I'm still just really excited to go to a race, be back with the team and just be back in the race environment because I've really missed it. It's been 3 months and I haven't left Girona, so I'm just excited to get away, be with the team again, be with mates and have a good time, have a good laugh, and regardless of how my performance goes on the bike, it'll still be really nice for the morale and the motivation to be back at a race again. So for that reason, I'm really excited to go. I've been looking forward to this trip for a while.